Good morning, athletes. It's me, Tracy, your fitness professional and coach. As you can tell, I just finished doing my workout, and hair's all pulled back. You can see Sean right here on my video screen, and I have my water, so I'll be drinking while I talk to you. So I wanted to talk today to each and every one of you. I want to speak to your heart, and I want to speak to your mind. And I'm going to be very transparent this morning. I'm going to share a smidgen of my testimony and how it's actually sometimes, I don't live back there at all, but if it will help somebody, then I will. So you all know that I actually began my fitness journey as a fitness professional 34 years ago this month. And but when I began, the person that you see now is not the person it was when I actually began. I was 17 years old, a senior in high school, and discovered, actually, I found out from some of my high school friends a long time ago that they told me that I actually used to lead the fitness when I was in high school. Didn't even realize that. But anyway, different story. So just got a job, and the job, then I loved it so much in fitness that I actually went to school and got my first bachelor's in exercise physiology and blah, blah, blah. But my journey now, nutrition was not the same then as it is now. So I was actually someone that was training a lot. I trained a lot of people. I taught a lot of classes and did a lot inside the gym. I actually sometimes was teaching 15 classes a week, sometimes teaching 3 and 4 classes a day. But here was my issue. I was not as lean as I wanted to be. And nutrition back in the 80s was all about, it wasn't what it is now. It wasn't, people mostly just ate food. And I know big thing was fat-free, low-fat, and fat-free, which is, I'm still trying to change your guys' mindset because of that crap a long time ago. And so just ate food. But as someone who was the instructor, sometimes I was always hungry. I mean, I taught a lot, I trained a lot, so I just ate. But here's what's going on inside of my mind is that I never understood something, this is a perfect example of why nutrition is so important now. I exercised my brains out. I had not had children yet at all. And I wasn't as lean as I wanted to be. You knew I was fit, but I was thicker. And I just wanted to be leaner. And I was eating dairy, I ate chicken and all that good stuff. Well, first of all and also too, coming from where I live, talk about also too, I recognize that I had sugar addictions, food, just having food, of having sugar, and going to family events. It was a stronghold within my family. So even before my dynamic research into God teaching me and me really, really digging deep and learning a lot about nutrition, and then learning about how what our bodies does to food, here was my first step. I didn't go around on social media. Well, of course, there wasn't social media. There wasn't even cell phones. I didn't go around to anybody. It was me that I took it. Basically, I took it to the cross. I didn't understand that even in my own family, I had siblings, I had sisters who didn't exercise, and they were thin. And I knew people, same thing, ate whatever they want and they were thin. I was the trainer, I was the instructor, and I was not where I wanted to be at all. And I cried a lot, but one thing that I remember my mom always taught me was, it was just, never let people see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat. That was a big thing. So I kept it in, and I was just that fitness person. I kept it in and did what I was supposed to do. But this is where my journaling began. It was a diary then, but I actually talked to God a lot about it, as well as I asked God to deliver me from food addictions, especially sugar. And just food in general, because of the fact of that I come from a big New Orleans Creole family that just eats, and sometimes the appetizers are bigger than actually the food, and sometimes the dessert tables are bigger than anything else. And I used to sometimes go to my grandmother's house, and it's like you just ate, and then you unbuckled your pants. And I also too saw people as they got older in my family getting sicker and sicker, developing different things, diabetes, and they just took those things on. Well, as a young woman, and then I started to see this, I didn't want that for my life. If God was introducing me to fitness, I wanted to be able to have more than that. So before, I didn't talk to a whole lot of people because I kept it in, but I brought it to God. And I asked God to release me from addiction, to release me to teach me to actually learn to eat, and not to be so addicted to food, to where it was a stronghold in me. And he did. I started to actually, started to fuel in my body rather than actually engorging into my body. That was so when I talk about that, I learned about nutrition. This is what I did first. I wrote about it. I cried to God. I went to church, and I just expressed it to Him and Him only. So I just wanted to share this with you all today, that stop putting your business out there to everybody and sharing it. I have food addictions. I have sugar addictions. I have this. Well, you're owning it. Okay. And I understand that. But if I can tell you that, you write it down, express it yourself, and also to don't cast your pearls before swine, because everybody is not going to appreciate it. Everybody's not going to understand it. And sometimes people are going to stomp on it. And trust me when I tell you, at a certain time, after I did, I learned from me, from example, that sometimes, you know what, the least you say, the better. Until you have actually gotten over it, or you're stronger from it, or you've perfected it, don't let people just stomp on it and kill you and hurt you from it, because people will absolutely do that. And no, don't take offense to it, don't be harmed to it, but I'm telling you that I learned to keep my mouth shut. And then eventually, when I was married, it was my husband and I, and that's where my research came from. So I really hope this helps some of you today, as taking this as another step to encouraging you that journaling does absolutely work. And again, now 34 years later of how I was released from it, it was because I practiced it, over and over. And faith without works is dead. So I practiced it. I spoke it. I said, nope, and I spoke it, even though I was a work in progress. Okay. Hey guys, God bless you. I'm praying for you, and you can absolutely do this. It actually takes 2 weeks. 2 weeks. If you give yourself 2 weeks to really, really, really work through all of this. 2 weeks to be released from especially sugar addictions. All right. Have a blessed day. Bye.